Oh, hey everybody. Um, Hold on here. I'm going to get back on my page. Hey Randy, nice to see you. I'm going to go get on my desktop here so I can watch the chat. And there it is right there. Wilmer, how are you doing? There we go. Now you guys are coming up for me to see. Make there. All right, Gizmo's there. Good. Ethan, nice to see you. Ethan, I kind of like your channel with the weather things and the air quality stuff. I like that. Have you ever checked out? It's Mr. MB333. He has a channel on YouTube you probably would like. He goes over all kinds of things. So, Cheryl, nice to see you. John, good to see you here too. I'm gonna let a few people get in here, and then I'll get started. So, not a problem there, guys. We'll talk a few things, scenery. Of course, that's what I wanted to keep it at. Ask some questions, ask you guys. Martin, nice to see you. Coverdale Rail, nice to see you. And GRE 2057, not much. We'll have a nice, about a little over an hour chat here, I hope, tonight. So, Lenny, nice to see you. BNSF 1982, nice to see you. I planned on having this downstairs in the layout room, but my laptop was having some issues connecting with the Wi-Fi, so I'll do it in here, and I can see this screen a little bit bigger. It's bigger, so I'm just going to come here in our office. This is where my wife does a lot of her scrapbooking stuff, so, and craft stuff. Plus, she's got a table downstairs. So, Container Man Roy, nice to see you. Oh yeah, you're heading to the big Model National Railroad show this weekend. I was going to ask you if you popped in here, if you were on your way or there already. So, 4-hour drive. Wow. Jeff, nice to see you. And nice to see you're back, Lenny. I hope everything worked out for your parents. They're safe, and it's tough out there right now for sure in California. So guys, a few things. We'll talk scenery. I'll give a few shout outs to begin. Also, I want to talk about an upcoming contest I want to have. Subscriber contest, probably in a couple months, I hope. It's cool. It's going to be for HO and InScale. So we'll talk about that as well. And of course, you can see I'm wearing my shirt. So, nice shirt from Vinny. Reed, nice to see you. Wow. I'm glad you made it. Especially, we're going to talk scenery later. You do some great work. Your layout looks fantastic. I love the Great Northern area that you're doing. It looks fantastic. I love that. So, nice. So how many do we have in here? Doesn't tell me how many. Kevin, nice to see you. Show in Decatur, I believe, is the 16th and 17th of September. So Kevin's usually there with the Bloomington Normal N-Track Club. They do the T-modules, the T-Track modules, which are really cool. That's a great show, Lenny. I love that show. I'm going back. I've got to start making my list and save some money. So, yeah, definitely, Roy. I'll be wearing mine to the Decatur show, and I think maybe there's a show coming up in Peoria. So, I hope to be going to that too. So, Jack, nice to see you here. Nice to see you. Well, Lenny, we'll have to meet up at the Decatur show, so I'll get in touch with you before then, so we can check some stuff out. I've got some. I see, hopefully see some of the same vendors. I know Spring Creek Model Railroad, Spring Creek Hobbies had their store there. If I was smart, I would have saw they had their store and gone there and bought a lot of my structures. Probably they would have made me a much better deal. I probably could have got a few extra things, so for sure. So, and then the same goes, Kevin. Sometime we're gonna have to get together and see each other's layouts because Kevin and I probably literally maybe live no more than 5 minutes apart. So, yes, Kevin will be there. I said there'll be a few people there wearing their Vinny shirts at the Decatur show for sure. So, definitely. And maybe an idea to do for that Decatur show would be I might take a day off. Maybe I'll go down there rail fan or something before and show everybody the area because there's a lot of rail yard and stuff to see. Dave, nice to see you here. Nice to see you. Yep, GRE. That sometimes things get in the way. So, all right. So, first off, a couple thank yous to Wilmer at the Indian Head Valley Railroad. Thank you for your shouts out for this show. I appreciate that. And also Dave at the Crooked River and Eastern today to remind everybody about the show. So I really appreciate that as well. If you guys haven't checked those channels out, I think most everybody in here has checked those channels out. And I try to give you, Wilmer, a shout out because you're getting close to getting up to 100 subscribers. So I always try to give you a shout out. So let's see. So that's my thank yous to you guys. And Lake Erie Railroads, nice to see you. Yes, I've got a cool contest in mind. This one, Wilmer will definitely be plugging on Not Bad This Week. I think he might have a few plugs for this one to help me get to the 200 mark. As of tonight, right before this chat, I was at 149 subscribers. So I've kind of been gaining 2 to 3 a week. So I'm hoping to pick these things up that I want to do for the contest at the Decatur show. So we'll get to that here in a little bit. But who else is on here? Lake Erie Railroads is on here. Indian Head. I saw somebody else. So on my layout the past few days, I've done some scenery. And oh, Rico's in here. That's what I wanted to say hello to. Sorry I didn't see you, Rico. Thank you for stopping in. I think I did mention you, but Jeff Allen, yes. Yes, Jeff, that's a good question. I put a very thick layer. I use the cheap Walmart acrylic paint, and I like to use brown because it kind of mixes with the burnt grass and the different greens. If you have a few bare spots, it looks good. It looks natural. It brings that color out. So I use a very thick coat, put it on there, and then I'll put some static grass down. I'll let it dry, and then I'll come by and vacuum along my track. Some of it comes up, some of it doesn't. But I ballast. So I ballast after I do all this because I think it looks good. And I will then come back and seal it with isopropyl water, 2 caps of isopropyl water, or isopropyl in a water little spray bottle about this big. Then I'll take 50-50 glue mix and go over it, and it seals it up. I don't have any problems. But while that 50-50 glue mix is wet, I'll take my static grass applicator and go back over the static grass again to layer it. So that's what I'm got to do. I've got to do that now where I'm at now. I've got to do that in a few spots. So yeah, Dave, I was that way. And when I started building this layout, I said, I want to do scenery. I want a mountain scene. I want some pasture. I want to get that static grass applicator. So I got mine off eBay and it was like $40. And the first time I used it, I thought it didn't work because I was holding it way up here like a good foot in the air, sprinkling it. That doesn't work. Plus, I had the batteries in backwards, which that doesn't work at all. So once I got the batteries in, Chuck Baker, River Valley Railroad, gave me some great tips. He's got a couple great videos on how to use static grass, Jeff. If you're going to use static grass, and that's where I learned to layer it. I wish I had different size flocks. I could layer it really good, and it looked fantastic. It really would. So I just layer my ones that I have. So SP Black Widow, nice to see you here. I just layer it. That's the best I can do with it. And you have to be careful. I didn't put the ground in, and when I took it out the other day, my wife came down and asked me what I was yelling about. Well, I got a good shock from it, a pretty good, decent shock. So, hey, Ralph, nice to see you here. And Cheryl, I think I said hello to you earlier. I saw you in here, so nice to see you. The sawdust method, yeah, that works too. I've done that in the past. Use sawdust. It's okay. It works. I mean, if it gets by and you're happy with how that scene looks, I always say if you're happy with it, then go ahead and stick with it. So, but that's where I'm at. I'm doing that right now. I just painted my river area. I've got to get. I got to save up to get 2 bottles. I think it's going to take 2 bottles of realistic water to pour this river. So it's going to be a while before I do that. Yeah. Yeah, don't touch the metal parts. Yeah, I'm not too sure if I didn't have it grounded and that wire came across and touched my track, which I didn't have anything on the track, so oh, hey buddy. Didn't know if I had anything on the track, so but it shocked me. It was like, wow. So yeah, I love that look too, Dave. I think it just mine's a short flock, and I used the Woodland Scenics dark kind of grass, and then what came with mine's really bright, and I mixed them together to look real natural, and so far it's looking good. So I'd like to maybe get some more brown looking color amongst it, but I used the blended turf ground foam from Woodland Scenics to get that brown look in the like yellowy look in it, and that works really good. So that's working really good for me so far. But the static grass, it looks really good, especially where I layer it. I see it more on the edge of my mountain that stands up. So yeah, Dave, I think your trees look great, and it's easy to make that. You can grind it up like foam, sponges, and stuff like that. I see people use it. Southern 207, nice to see you here. I still got that $25. I have so many things I want to get for my layout. I have not decided how I'm going to do it yet. Yeah, Wilmer. I know you had your videos about Wish, and yeah, I don't know. I haven't used it yet. I found some things I like, but I haven't used it yet. But so we'll see. See, we get a few more people in here, and I'll got 19 in here so far. Got 6 thumbs up. Looking good. So looking good. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna check on my dog. I'll be right back. Oh, all right, good one. All right. Sorry about that. I need to make sure he wasn't getting anything. Not that he's gonna get anything. He's 14 years old, so. But I want to make sure he didn't have to go to the bathroom. So, but that's what I've been doing with scenery. I'm still continuing with my river using the same method. I think it's going to take like 4 coats, thick coats of paint to really seal it up. So, see, I haven't looked at my links. Mine can't even be, not even an 8. It's very small. It's whatever the main Woodland Scenics is. I would probably, whatever Woodland Scenics is, which I didn't look at it, Coverdale, he's in the house. I was making sure he didn't have to go out. So he'll probably come in here and lay down with me. But I would like it just a little bit longer than the Woodland Scenics, just to have it, different. I think if you got a variety of 3 different lengths, just short, medium, and a little bit taller, and you mixed it in a country scene, it would look very good. So, but a lot of people, Wilmer, do make their foam, and it does look really good because landscaping materials, like anything Woodland Scenic, Scenic Express, Chooch, Noach, or whatever companies like that, it's expensive. The cheapest probably to find is Woodland Scenics, and some of their stuff isn't cheap. Like the realistic water, the water effects. Realistic water is like, oh, you're fine, Jeff, no problem. Nice to see you. It's expensive. Just like it's gonna be a while before I do my waterfall. I've got the water effects, but I don't have the 2 bottles of the realistic water that I need because it's going to be like $50, $60 for 2 bottles of that. So I'll probably every couple weeks go to Hobby Lobby, use the coupon, half off or 40% off or whatever it is, and get that. So how many we got? So if we're up to 20, I think if I get to 5 more, I'll tell you about my contest. So Lord Vader. I don't know who you are, dude, but so that's kind of what I've been doing. I will show you that river in the next update. It's looking very good. It's looking very good. So I've got sealed up the banks today. Put another coat. I did a light coat of moss green. We got to get rid of that guy. All right. No, I don't want to go to channel. Okay. Thank you, Ralph. Anyway, may the force be with you, Lord Vader. That's all I got to say. Goodbye. So, that's what I've been doing with my river. I seal it up with the glue, the 50/50 water mix isopropyl. And I'm going to let it seal. I put the marsh green down, got it right up to the banks. I'm going to have a very shallow pour. It looks good. I like this green, and this green's kind of what I saw in most of the rivers I looked at this week. And so then in the center, I'm going to take a little bit of, once I get like 3 coats, really good thick coats of this green on there, then I'm going to take some light. I was messing with this with the first coat just to see how it looked, and I liked it. I'm going to take some burnt umber in the middle and just light brush it and fan it out to make it look like, dirt and stuff, or a little bit deeper in the middle. So it looked really good, and I think it's going to turn out nicely. So now we're not quite to 25. I'll wait a little bit longer to see who else comes into the chat, see if Vinny or Sparky or anybody else show up. But I will announce a contest towards the end for sure. So definitely we'll have a contest announcement before this is over. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm just going to let you talk scenery. Anything else you guys want to know about scenery? My farm I'm putting into, I got to do a lot of details. If you saw It's My Model Railroad today, he did a little fence out of wood. Hobby Lobby sells, because really in here in Bloomington, if you want landscaping supplies, the only place to get it is Hobby Lobby. Our hobby store closed, and he was an independent, and his prices were high, but he had to compete with the internet. I bought some stuff from him. I bought all my Grand Central gems from him. I literally bought them all out, and then when I came in, he wasn't reordering. I'm like, woo, Georgia Sunbelt, you're okay. Glad to see you doing yard work. Yeah, I have to mow this weekend and do some things, and I don't want to because it's going to be hot here in the Midwest. So, but if I do that, I get to work on my layout sooner. So That's a good thing. So, but Hobby Lobby here is it. For hobby shops, I go to McLean to the Depot. I think I made a video about that a couple months ago. Um, Bloomington, Illinois, Ralph. Bloomington, Illinois. Yeah, Kevin. I don't. Did all I see is lichen. I know they have some trees now at Michaels, so I don't know if they're getting any of the stuff in or not. So, I've never been there to check our. I really look for that stuff at Michaels. I know paints and stuff. I get there and some brushes and stuff, but so that I do that. But yeah, it's expensive. I go to the Depot to get most of my. If I'm going to buy some rolling stock, his prices aren't too bad. You know, it's not what you're gonna find on eBay by no means, but they're good prices. Yeah, Wilmer, it's cool. Maybe I get Lenny to maybe go down there someday. I know my dad likes to go down there too. He started to see me do mine, and he has HO, and he does like 70s, and he finally started doing a little bit, and he wants to do this big. Um, he wants to do prototypical Bloomington, which would be yeah, long shadowed trees are good. Those are nice. Bob, I think it's Bob, and he makes some great trees. I like his stuff. I never bought them from him, but I like his stuff. So yeah, I did too, Dave. I got some of the big. It's made by MRC. I can't remember their company that make the river birches. Um, yeah, I want to get some of his trees too. Um, they're really nice. Um, Although I from my last layout, I've got trees galore. I've got a ton of trees. So yeah, those 40% coupons are good. That's how I buy a lot of my stuff. So that's why I went last night to look. Oh, Nancy, hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you. M&M, nice to see you. But that's what I go, and I use the 40% coupon as well. And I got to use it for 2 bottles of realistic water. So, Nancy, we've been talking a little bit about what we do for scenery, some of the techniques we maybe use, or some of the stuff we buy for scenery. So, and how expensive some of the stuff can be, and how people make their own foam and some of their own materials. I don't know about anybody else, but here in the Midwest, we have these plants called, everybody calls them no-kill-ems. And they have like a domed little flower on top. And in the fall, they dry out and they make all these branch-looking things. And I've used those before. Cut them off, dipped them in glue, and dipped them in foam. And I have a few of those. I've got a couple I've already put in place on this new layout, and they look fantastic. So I'll have to point some of those out to you guys. But I can never find anybody to have those things that want to throw them out in the fall where I can grab some off, grab them and say, hey, I use those. I used to have a whole bunch of them, but Anthony, that's right. I'm sorry there, Anthony. I forgot. So some of you guys, Rodney, nice to see you, buddy. Hope everything's going well tonight for you. Yep. It's expensive, Nancy, for sure. I always look for buying cheap stuff when I can. This last little bag, the little bag about this big of the earth colored turf that I got, I've been using it sparingly, and I've been doing good at keeping it, almost, it's more than halfway full, and I still got a lot to do. Kevin, people call them no-kill-ems. I don't know what their real name is because the things like you can never kill these flowers. They're just like a decorative green thing. They get like a little dome with little pink flowers on it. And if I was down in the layout room, I'd be able to show you one, and you'd probably go, I know what you're talking about. As soon as you would see the dome part, you would know. You can make cypress-looking trees. Like my other one was kind of based on GM&O South with the wood. I had the pond with the logs in it, and I had a lot of those trees because they were kind of cypress looking trees. But some of them I cut, and they look really good once they're dipped in ground foam. Um, I'll have to point one out on the next update maybe and show you guys what I'm talking about. Maybe find a picture of one. But these things are all over. You see them in flower beds and stuff. So yeah, Nancy, it's easy to do. I was lucky enough that a lot of all my trees I haven't bought. The only trees that I bought for this layout are those ones I bought at the Hobby Lobby 75% off. When I saw them, I'm like, I want them for my river scene. I want them, and they were $2 a package. So I bought the only two packages they had. Otherwise, I probably would have bought how many ever packages they had. I would have bought them because it was just a good, it was just a good deal. Um, so it is expensive. You guys are talking about your dog. Mine's pouting in the living room because I'm not paying attention to him. I did here before I started my chat. So he is 14 or going to be 14 in 2 months, and so we enjoy every walk because he's we know that time's near for him. So he's got arthritis. I think he hurt his hips really bad this. Maybe that's it, Cheryl. That might be it. Well, hey, nice to see you in here, Reed. Um, and check back or later for the contest or keep stuff up because I'm kind of waiting. Maybe get a few more people in here. So thanks for stopping by, Reed. I appreciate it. So. Yep, yep. I show mine. There's a channel I have on YouTube, The Adventures of Tonka, the water wolf or whatever. He's a Malamute. They live down in Florida, and he swims around in the swimming pool. And mine's part husky too, so he likes to watch that. He just kind of lays there, watches. He likes to watch him, hear him bark. So yeah, good days, bad days, Rodney. That's for sure. I definitely get that. Yeah, yep, yep. I agree with that, Nancy. Yeah, Woodland Scenics makes an underbrush, I think it's called, and it's their version of wow, that's pretty cool. You have four dogs. I have one big dog, and we thought about getting another dog, but he was the king of this house. He's the alpha dog, and as old as he is, I didn't think he probably would like a puppy running around. So Noach makes that, Anthony. That's the only one I know of that I know. Yeah, yeah. The Mountain Valley scenery by Woodland Scenics, is that the one you're talking about, Nancy? Okay, well, Matt, nice to know that you have two dogs. Now I know your name. Of course, the M probably stands for Matt. Duh. Um, and I think yes. Okay, that is like their version of the Scenic Express Super Trees. But Super Trees are a little bit different. It may be a similar type of flower they make, but um, Forest Canopy works too. Yeah, uh-huh. That works too, Martin. It does. Um, and you just cut out tree shapes with that stuff, and it works. I used a lot of that, Nancy, around my riverbed. I had some of those trees, so I have a few left, and and I'm going to put around my tunnel going over the river bridge because I have some of them I used for deadfall because they looked really good. Um, and then when I walk in the dog this morning, where I live over across the street, there's big oak trees, and some of the branches fall off, and they have like moss with the side that faces north. And I thought of taking some of those bigger branches, not really big because I'm in scale, and seeing if I couldn't still keep it intact with the moss and drill out the center and have a hollow log, or maybe make some hollow logs and kind of lay them in a few spots. armature. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Nancy. I think that's what you'll for that. Yeah, you can use that underbrush stuff Woodland Scenics makes. You can turn out some trees. I actually bought 2 big packages of it a long time ago. Hobby Lobby closed that out. They didn't want it. I got 2 big boxes of that for, I think they were $10 a piece, $9 or $10 a piece. I bought them and I used them on my very first layout I did on a door. So that's what I'm afraid of, Wilmer. Hastings, nice to see you. Yes. I thought that was a cool idea. I just got to figure out how I'm going to drill out the center without totally breaking what I really want from it as the moss look, or maybe just do one end a little bit where you have it faced, it looks like it's hollow. But I really want that for that look in there. I think it's going to look fantastic. Okay. Well, guys, we got up to 25, which is my goal. So, well, we hit 25. I'm waiting to see if maybe Vinny or Sparky come in here, because if they do, I'll definitely announce my contest, but I think I'll do it anyway. So guys, here's the contest. As of tonight, I was at 149. Sparky is here. All right, well, good. So here's my contest. I'm at 149 subscribers, and I want to get to 200. So the closer I get to 200, which I'm figuring I add, where did I get the name Redbird Tony? Well, Coverdale, I'll tell you here in a minute. After I take my medicine really quick. But before I do, I'll get into my contest. So I want to get to 200. I'm thinking I add 2 to 3 per week. So when I get to 200, my contest is I will give away a piece of HO rolling stock and N-scale rolling stock. So what I want to give away in HO rolling stock is what most of you HO scalers love, and us N-scalers would love, but they're expensive anyway, is an auto rack and maybe like a trailer. I need more of these for myself, but maybe like auto parts, the big long 89 footers for N-scale, or an N-scale auto rack to go away. So that's going to be my 200 subscriber contest. It's going to be going on probably for 2 months until I hit 200. So that's a contest I want to have. I think that's a cool idea. Kyle, nice to see you in here. So I think that's a good contest to have. I want to get to 200 and improve my channel, because I've been, trying to do that every day with learning how to do my editor. And in the future, I'll do some better quality videos too. So that's my contest, guys, and I'd like to get to 200. That contest will get. So next, when I go to the Decatur Rail Show, in September, I plan to look for a couple of these things to get for the contest. So I definitely plan on 2 of these. So when I hit that 200, I will have that contest. Maybe one of the auto racks could be a Conrail auto rack. Sparky would like that. So, oh, sorry you're buffering there, Rodney. That'd be pretty cool to give away. It would be. That would be great. Okay. Yes, Sparky. Yes. I know. I knew you would like that. So that's kind of my plan. I thought that would get me to 200 easily if I announced that contest. And I'm going to give away an HO auto rack and a N-scale, possibly auto rack, if I can find an N-scale auto rack, or if I don't keep it for myself. But eventually I will. So hopefully I get to that 200 mark just by continuing to put out the best videos I can and try to get better at them. So, and you guys give great tips on how to get better. So especially Sparky and Vinny really helped me at the beginning learn how to make better videos and uh, improve on also my live chat. Like I did this, I took their suggestions for this and I'm using them. So definitely think I can get to the 200 mark in a couple months with no problem. I got 50 to go. So it took me about a month and a half to get 50 this last time. So that'd be about right. Put me at the September Rail Fest, so I can maybe pick up those things there or pick them up off eBay. So, um, any other questions about scenery? If not, I guess we'll just talk away here for a while. Um, if there's, I can't think of anything else. I think I hit everything on my list that I wanted to hit tonight. Yes, auto racks are cool. Cool. I got you, Mark. I got you there. Or Matt. It's Matt. It's Matt. Yes. Um, articulate. Yeah. Auto racks and HO and N scale are hard to find. Painter's paper, Anthony, or tape. Um, there is a difference. I don't. If you're asking me, I don't have a ruler that shows different scales, Sparky. I wish I did. That would help me in a lot of things. Oh, you're talking to Nancy. Okay. Um, Speaking of that, when we're talking about scenery, brown painter's paper. Yes, Anthony, that's what my whole mountain's made out of. If you go back and watch my video, basically that's the same stuff. It comes. They use it for packing paper, but it's similar to the same stuff. I put plaster cloth first, then you can plaster over that. I don't know if straight plaster will work. It may. Um, I don't know, but a layer, just thin layer plaster cloth will work. That's what I did with my mountain. It's not very thick layer plaster cloth, but then I put the spackling uh, plaster over the top of it, and that really worked. And it came out with rock forms in it and looks great. Once it's painted, it looked fantastic. You can see it shape up. So that's what I use. So yeah, I meant plaster cloth. Okay, yeah, no, yeah, go right over it, wad it up, and make all kinds of different valleys and peaks and stuff with it, and you can kind of tape the balls or tape it together down with tape, and you put the plaster cloth over it. It hides it. Mine's like that. Plus, I also, where the waterfall is built, there's like a foam structure that layers it down, and basically I just have some foam keeping it in place. I It will dry, Sparky, but I had to wait. Yeah, I had to wait a long time for, I think, over a week, and it was still damp in spots where it was like nothing really behind it, like because paper will kind of dimple in and stuff. Those were the spots that took a long time to dry. It works. It looks great. Um, but yeah, there's spots where it takes a long time to dry, and sometimes they're soft. So, but yeah, you if you use the plaster cloth over that paper, and then you put plaster over the top of it, it'll be fine. Actually, use the spackle type plaster. It's cheap. If you get a big jar of it, it'll go a long way, and you can really mold that. Union Central said, "Nice to see you in here too." Sculptamold also works really good too. I used to use that my last couple layouts and I ran out. So, well, I'd never heard of that, Wilmer, but I wouldn't see why that wouldn't work. You're putting plaster over it. I don't know. I guess. And I plastering roads. That's how I did my a few of my roads on my last layout, other than before the end, I actually painted it. I'm seeing you too. I didn't see. Did you have a question, Nancy? I didn't see that. I'm sorry. Yeah, Sparky, I used the DAP pre-made stuff, and that's the best. I think that's the best stuff. And then I kind of ran out and I bought a little thing of a different kind of plaster. And no, the DAP's the best way to go. Whether it's the mix or the pre-made stuff, either way, it's the best stuff to go. I think it molds good. I think it dries fast and it holds the shape and it doesn't crack. So I really think. Oh, okay. Well, as you saw my video, I think if you want to get the colors that I have, a light gray wash first. Sparky did that in his video as well. Light gray wash or some type of gray wash to make it look granite-like. Just wash it with the brush. Wash it however thick you want to make it is entirely up to you. Like a stain is what you want. And you just want to go over your rocks and let it dry for a couple days. Then come back and go a little bit darker color. You can go with a black wash is what I used, and that looked fine. And actually, if I maybe would have stopped there, it would have looked really good. But I wanted to add a little brown to it, and I went a little overboard with the wash, and it turned out red, which if I was doing desert, that color I got would have been perfect for like Colorado red rocks and stuff like that. But I got it dark, so if you get it too dark and you don't like the darkness of it, take a tan, a light white or tan, and just, Chuck Baker told me to do this, just go really light brush left to right across the faces of your rock. And guess what? That's how I did mine. And I brought this color out, and I actually like this color. And this wasn't even the color I was going for. And I think it turned out even better than what I was going for. So it actually worked well. That it worked in my favor. So let me see, catch up here. Kyle, that's a pretty cool idea. That's a cool idea. So I hope that answered your questions there, Nancy, about. Yeah, and Sparky's right. You can use the yellow. You just have to kind of mix up the. I put a little bit when I light mine up with the tan. I used a little bit of water with my tan, and I went left to right, light brushed the face of the rock, and it still left dark where dark needed to be in the crevices. So it looked great. I never heard of that, Nancy. Yeah, burnt umber does sparky unless you use like too much of it. Then it turns it red or really really dark. Mine was the when I did the third layer, I was like, oh, why did I do that? I looking back, I should have stopped and just gone back and highlighted some of the spots I wanted to do. So, but in the end, it turned out really great. I mean, I love my mountain, and I think it looks great. Yeah, washes, always washes. Yes, you're right, Sparky. You're right. So, definitely. Um, I think, Nancy, I hope that helped you. You can look at my video, look at Sparky's. CSX Mad, I believe, is the channel, and that's where I got my idea. And his turned out really good. Maybe I should have paid more attention to his video. Um, and that's a good way to look at how to paint your mountains. Chuck Baker does one when he started painting his rocks, Nancy, and they're all great techniques that we use. It's whichever one works best for you, and that's the most important thing with scenery. It's You may see my scenery and think you couldn't do that scenery, but I showed you it's as easy as can be to do it, and it looked great. It looks great. So yeah, Kevin, I just I just did that dry brushing to get my rock color lightened up, and it works fantastic. I started to do it, and I'm like, I don't know. Once I got a little farther, I'm like, wow, this is great. This is going to work. And I let it dry, and I came back the next day, and it was fantastic. It looked great. Yes, yes, Sparky's absolutely right. Yeah, and Roy, you're right too. And an area where I made that bad mistake on this layout was my riverbed. I noticed that it's cracked in a few spots where it's too thick, and that wasn't my DAP. That was the stuff I had to get that when I ran out of DAP to finish it. And I wish I would have just waited a week and stuck with DAP. I would have been better off. Yeah. So, Sparky, you're yeah, the yeah, the green paint, his green paint, I think you brought out the color with that green paint. That brightened it up underneath. I used the brown because I just wanted to stick through and look like dirt underneath. But where you used that green, it was so bright, it brightened up that, it really brightened up that green, I think, or the ground cover when you put it on. You can't tell it's green. So it really turned out good. It worked great. Lenny, you're back. Nice to see you back, Lenny. Hope you catch up. Um, yeah, no problem, Sparky, and it looks good. I'm glad to see you doing some scenery on your layout. I'm sure you're at the point where I was tired of the brown. So if you missed it earlier, Sparky, I do have my riverbed painted. I'm starting to paint it. I put a second coat on it. I think it's going to need a third, maybe fourth, good thick coat, and then I'm going to light brush some brown burnt umber in the middle, to kind of give it a darkness to it. So once I do that, I probably won't pour my water for a while, and I'll finish all the bank and stuff. And that water and waterfall I'm gonna do last in that area, um, so I can take my bridge out. But I'm gonna put my bridges back, and I'm gonna run some trains. I'm gonna run some trains through it because I haven't ran any trains through it. So yeah, the Sparky, your mountain, your tunnel looks good. Did you paint your inside of your tunnel yet? I painted mine black. I saw a couple people do that technique of dark brown or black or even a dark gray. I painted the inside of mine black, and I think it looks really good. You're right, Sparky. Luke Towan is one of the best. I got a couple of his river ones in my playlist. Um, it just it just somehow where he gets the color, and that's kind of how I got the idea to use some different colors in the middle to make it look like feathered out, like there's debris or something, and like a river in nature would look. So I like the technique that I got from him, and I think when I put the resin over, it's going to look really good. So, but Luke Towan is fantastic at scenery. I mean, he just takes a little piece of foam and in his Australian, today we're going to do this, and it's just a step by step, and he turns out this thing. It's like nothing you're going to see in a magazine or anything like that. It's incredible. No problem. No, we're talking about scenery. You did. I was going to point out your video about scenery. All right, John. Hey, well, thank you for stopping in. I appreciate that, guys. I appreciate that. Thanks for stopping in. So, David's right. It did turn out. So, um, it did. And so I'll get to my update hopefully this weekend and get a little bit more work in. I've got to do maybe talk about some of the little details. I think in this, maybe this update will be short, but I'll show you what I did with my river, how it's looking so far. Um, but some of the little details that you put into, which I just pointed out earlier, it's my model railroad. He showed how he made a little fence out of the wood. I'm going to do something similar. I was thinking making a little post, but in scale it's so little. Um, I want to make the little wood posts around my main line around the farm. After I ballast, put that fence in, take some brown thread. I don't know. Is there anything guys use for like uh, electric fences or utility lines that look really good? I know there's something out there and I can't think of the name of it. Later, John. Thank you again for stopping by. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So that works because I want to maybe use brown thread on this fence line, a couple lines of it to look like electric fence or like barbed wire fence, which in N scale you'd be hard to make it look like barbed wire. But music wire, yes, I never thought about that, Ralph, and that'd probably be a lot easier, a little bit more stiffness to it. Yes, yeah. I did a fence last time on my last layout. I made the video, but I think it was just a little. The wood I used was a little bit out of scale, so I'm gonna maybe go to Hobby Lobby and get this wood that I like to use. It's thin strips of the balsa type wood. I think that's gonna work better. So yeah, I'd like to do that to put my cows in. That's really what I want to do too. First is put my cows so they don't wander off into the river and drown. So. Nancy, it's been hot. It's been okay here, up and down. And then last week, I think it was in the 90s with 100% humidity. One morning, I woke up and I thought it was rain and it was cloudy. It was like looking misty and it was humidity. It was 100%. So I was sweating already before I got to work, just walking the dog. So screen wire, Rodney, I never thought about that. That's not a bad. That's not a bad idea. And with those little cross things, if you get it cut out with an X-Acto, it probably would have a barbed wire look to it. I see, Jeff. Guitar strings, you'd have to find a really thin. So Hastings, didn't catch that, but good night. Thank you for stopping in. I got that. I'll probably get that here in about 30 minutes or so. My wife gets here, so we'll probably go about another 20 minutes or so, maybe 15. That'll take me up to a little past 8 o'clock, so that's not too bad. So, 0.9. Okay, Jeff. Okay. Okay. That may work. That may work. Yeah, screens do, and I never thought about that, Sparky. I bought some silver. It's like a type of ribbon, and I put it on my last layout, and it kind of looks like a chain link fence, but it has like the border to it, and I don't like that. I just don't think it looks good, and I don't know what I'm going to use with it to look like good posts to hold it up because they just use pins. So I'm going to have to figure that out, but I might try it again. I might cut that border off and just see what it looks like on the inside. If it's a thin strip, I could really use that. So I still have a ton of that left. Fishing line may work, and especially if you got a really thin test line, Wilmer, and I think you could paint that brown, and I think that would work. So wow. Well, Anthony, that's a different method too. Oh, Nancy, I didn't think my first live chat was just a promptu chat that I did when I was working on the layout. And I think this one's much better. I took some advice from Vinny and Sparky, and I think this one went a lot better tonight. So I've gotten my 12 to 15 thumbs up. I got 25. I think I hit 26 at one time. So I think it turned out to be, this was a good show and a good chat, and we're still talking away on scenery. So yeah, toothpicks, Rodney, they're not bad. Just for HO scale, they're perfect. For N scale, it's very hard because when I use these wooden little stick things I got from Hobby Lobby in a big pack, I use them for like basically they're miniature 4x4s on HO scale is what they would be, and I used them in my Easy Line. Easy Line is it, Container Man. That's what I was thinking of. Thank you. I'm gonna look into that. That's what I think people use for phone lines and stuff, and that would work fantastic because it's got like a little bit of give in it. So like thread over time is just not gonna wear like this, and I know Easy Line works a lot better. So thanks, Nancy. um, so that's something I want to work on, the little details on my farm. I'm starting to put that together. I made one mistake with the farm. Nothing, oh my god, world changing mistake. I did all that area back there where that farm was. I did my scenery like I do. I just was going, as Sparky talked about in his last video. um, my screen, no, I'm not watching myself because it doesn't come up. I'm just watching the chat on my screen, so I don't know if it's froze up. But um, I just can't remember what I was going to say now. Jewelry wire, take the solder. I don't know. I don't know, Dave. That's a good question. Yeah, I'm watching my dog there. I think we're about to the end of our chat here. About 5 more minutes, I know. I don't know if that works or not. Okay, that might be a good little way for posts on a fence. Well, what I did, Sparky, was I didn't plan my road into the farm. So I just kind of just it's not a oh my god mistake. I didn't really mess anything up out where I'm going to put cows and fields. It's just where the house is. Where I'm going to put my road in from my town over into the farm. And I should have probably, if I decide to use plaster to get up over the track, because it's unitrack, so I got to get something to get up over the top of it. Um, yeah, so I already went ahead and I did all my layers of stuff and where I'm going to put my fields, but that's not a big, that's going to be an easy fix. So um, I'm not too worried about that. Something I should have thought of before, but I was just like you. I got going, Sparky, and I didn't want to quit. And I'm going to go on down the line and I'm just going to knock this out. And when I went to that, well, I kind of went over to the river and I just kind of kept going on the riverbank and I just kept doing more and more and more. That might not be a bad idea. I thought about the wooden shim and then plaster over it as well. I've got something I bought at work. It's a plastic type paper stuff they use to make gaskets in the automotive industry. It's very thin. It's black, and it looks like almost like the paper, like the tar paper stuff for roofs, but it's very thin. So I'm going to show you guys this in an upcoming video, and that might work, Sparky. That might also get up over the track, so I'm hoping that's what it does, and then that's easy. Then I just got to put my road over the top of it to the dirt road to the house with probably some sand. I might use a sand mix with some Taltus. So, well, Mark, we'll see you later. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. And you have a good night. Yeah, it must be. I don't know. I think the contagious thing is once you get going on something so good, you just don't want to stop. And I just kept going and going and going. So I didn't even film it, but I kept going and going and going. And now I wound up with the river bank all done, painted, and I just need to paint it again, and they'll be ready to eventually put water on. But since I did that, I can actually put my track down, I think, for a while, and I can start to run a train again, which I've been wanting to do for a long, long time because I've been working on the scenery for over a month. So that's the good thing about that. So, Anthony, catch you later, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys. And Kevin lives 5 minutes from me, basically, and I kind of knew he was from Bloomington, and we kind of got talking on one of my posts because he saw I posted some GM&O stuff, and he models the same stuff, and we got to talking, and and then we met at the Decatur show in the spring, and we talked a little bit. So we will have to do do a video, either a visit or something. Um, so or he can come over and maybe help me wire this up. I've got my layout almost, basically all my feeders down and in place. There's a couple I don't have in sections around my yard, but it's ready to go. Like the part I'm scenicking right now, I guess is how you say it. The feeders are all in. It's all wired. I just have to hook it up to the bus, and everything's good. And I know trains run over it. The grade does fine. So thank you. Thank you very much, Wilmer. I appreciate that. Well, I'm glad you stopped in, Lance. It's nice to see you. Well, all right, Rico. We'll catch you guys later. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in. Well, Sparky, thanks so much for stopping in. I really appreciate it. We're about to wrap up anyway, so we're getting to that point. So thank you, guys. I think we're about to the end here anyway, so I'll let you all say bye, and we'll end it there. And maybe we'll do this again next Thursday. I'll think about that, and let Lance say hello to everybody. And we might talk for about, I think, a couple more minutes, and we'll end in a couple minutes here. So we'll keep it a little bit. Thank you, Wilmer. I think it was very fun. I think we had a good discussion about scenery. So see you later, Kevin. I'll get with you maybe here in a few weeks, and we can get together. Maybe I'll check out your layout, and you can come over, and we can run some trains. I'll get some track hooked back up again. So that'll be nice. That'd be kind of cool to do. And I know that oh, that's okay, Lance. Go back and try to catch up before I get off of here. We had a good show, Lance, but I'm glad that you stopped by. That'd probably be an interesting video, Roy. You probably breaking some sound barriers to get there, I'm sure, to get to the show. Yeah, we'll have to get together on that, Kevin, for sure. So, yeah, I'll have to run my new. I got another engine from the depot. I got one of my Gimino GP38s, Kevin, and my Illinois Central GP9 I bought off eBay. Looks fantastic, and he put a decoder in it, so it's ready to roll. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you for stopping in. So definitely, we'll get together, Kevin, and we'll have a little show on one of our layouts for sure. So we will film it for sure. Thank you, Nancy. You're welcome. So no problem, Nancy. You're welcome. I'm glad it helped you out. That's why I try to do it in my videos. Sorry about the riverbed. It didn't. I just got going on it, and I didn't really film it. So, but I will show you some other stuff on it. So, well, thank you, David. I'm glad. Well, NW 475. Nice of you to stop in. Nice to see you. Lance stopped in. I haven't looked yet. Lance, I've got a few videos to catch up on. I think you're on my list to catch up. We're doing good tonight. NW came towards the end, buddy. But nice of you to stop in and see everybody. Appreciate it. I wore my Vinny shirt. If you guys haven't seen that. So you'll probably see that in the thing. So, well, thank you for stopping in, Dave. I appreciate it. I hope we talked about some things, and we might have another scenery video coming up, especially when I start to get on my waterfall. I'm really putting a lot of research into that. So hopefully everything goes good with that. So Well, I'm going to check it out, Lance, for sure. Well, later, Ethan, thank you so much for stopping in. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So I hope you guys got some help out of it. Vinny will probably go back and watch it. I'm sure. He said he probably would. I think he has something he was doing tonight. So, um, see you, Ethan. And for everybody, remember, check out Vinny's live stream tomorrow night. I'm hoping to get to catch it, hoping to get in there. Um, so, Rodney's been done some videos as well. I'm interested to see this project you're working on, Rodney. It's kind of a surprise here what we're going to do with the lights and stuff you got. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that project is. So be interesting to see. I think Roy's maybe still in here. He's talking about posting a video of him driving to Kansas City. If he's taking the truck, he's probably going to be flying, I'm sure. He's going to want to get there. Well, that's okay, Lance. I'll keep it on a little bit longer for you. And, oh, pickup. Oh, you're going to be in the pickup. Okay. Still, you probably be flying. I'm sure. So, wow. Wow. Well, hey, we're going to check out. Hopefully, we all get back together tomorrow night. If you're talking about miles per hour, Roy, that sounds good. Over there, yeah, I think. Well, Lance, I hope you enjoyed your lunch. No problem. You're welcome. And I'm going to continue to show you guys what I'm trying to do on the layout. And I'll post some how-to videos. I'm going to check your videos out here in the next day, maybe in the mornings when I really catch up on my videos is the morning. So hope that all helped you out. That everybody that got some scenery stuff in here. We kind of talked about a few different techniques and stuff. So I know a few people have been doing it. So a good night, Lance. Thanks for stopping in again. So, well, guys, I am going to call it a night here. So I'll let you guys chat for a few more seconds. But thank you, everybody, for stopping in. You're ready to roll, Roy. The truck's ready to roll. Thank you, Ralph. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. I appreciate this a lot. Remember my contest, 200 subscribers. When I get to that, we will give away an HO auto rack and possibly an N-Scale auto rack or something similar if I can find it. Give me a couple month and a half to find it. So thank you guys for stopping in. Thank you, Rodney, for stopping in. Ralph, Container Man Roy, Lance, Nancy, everybody, Kevin that stopped in. Sparky stopped in. So Wilmer, good night and thank you. I think we'll have another one. And Wilmer, I'm looking forward to seeing what's on the next at the depot. I love that GP30. I meant to tell you that. I loved seeing your Penske GP30. That was a cool loco. Makes me, when I get the track going, I'm going to run my GM&O GP30. I might, once I get some stuff cleared up and get some structures built, I'm going to use it to switch in my yard. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, well, guys, this is it. I'm going to go let my dog out and relax and probably take a shower. So, thank you all for stopping in. Thank you to Wilmer. Thank you to Dave. Good night, Cheryl. Nice. Thank you for stopping in. Hope to catch everybody tomorrow night in Vinny's live chat. So remember to go check him out. Always look for our videos out there. Guys, go support each other's videos. That's the most important thing. Give it a thumbs up. If you can't comment, you see it and you give it a thumbs up. Anything. Comment. Really appreciate that. So good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks again for stopping in. And I will catch you guys in my updates. And I'll catch you guys in the other live chat. tomorrow night. Hope to be in there. So, and that's it. Thanks, guys.